How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Stonehearth, and welcome back to Nerdholm. We have a couple of orders of business to get to today, so I want to jump right into it. We're going to be jumping around a little bit here for the first minute or two of the video. Maybe a little bit longer, but I think it's important that we address some things. So firstly, I'd like to thank Calvin164 for reminding me that there is an option to disable the inventory capacity limit. That was a comment on the last episode. I appreciate it. It was right here under my nose, and apparently I missed it every time I opened this menu. Thank you very much, Calvin. This is going to be good. This means I don't have to get, annoyed by the capacity thing every 2 minutes. Next up, I want to talk about the farms. I know my current layout isn't all that efficient. I know it can be better. I know that, for example, we could go in and say, let's build a little 1x11 farm, and if we set that to sweet potatoes, it'll grow them. And then I could do that again and again and again to basically have essentially a much more efficient use of my space, right? Because we have the gaps automatically between each of the crops here. We don't need those gaps. We can get rid of them if I do the 1x11 layouts, but honestly, I kind of like this. And I've looked up some different layouts for farms as well. I've seen some people talking about doing 5x5 farms with little roads in between them. Roads, by the way, something else people have talked about. I know I can build them. I fully intend on building them. I just haven't built them here yet because this is all temporary. We're going to be trying to move everybody over to this space as quickly as we can. And once we start building out this area with houses and workshops and all that good stuff, I'm going to put some roads in here, and I'm going to put in some new farms as well. This is our starter area. So the farms thing, I'm going to make them more efficient. I'm just not crazy worried about it right now. That might change though, because I know that my food supplies are, I think, dwindling a little bit right now. I don't remember for sure if that's what they're doing, but I think they're dwindling ever so slightly. What are we being attacked by? Nothing I need to worry about. Good. Next up, I want to talk about the Weaver, because we've been having some issues with the Weaver, and I've seen a few comments talking about how the Weaver is essentially the most intensive profession in Stonehearth, and that definitely checks out. If we go and have a look at our Weaver right now, there's not really much queued up, but essentially everything they do has multiple steps to it. So something I've seen suggested a couple of times is going into my overview here and finding my Weaver wherever they happen to be, and making sure that the only thing the Weaver does is their job. So no holing, nothing like that. Chrissy is going to be doing nothing but weaving. And I can also go in and basically set all of these little bins to only be for Weaver related stuff. So for example, I could go in here and say that this one's for threads, and this one's for silks, and this one's for yarns and cloths and all that good stuff. This is a little tedious, I'm not gonna lie. I don't love that this is sort of the way it has to be, but it is essentially the way it's gonna have to be. Let me just pause while we have that thief coming in here. And let me just see if there's, I don't know what else a Weaver can do. I know there are some ingredients that the Weavers will need, like the different bundles of fiber, but I don't know that I want to put any of those in there. Can I load preset, save preset? Let's just call this, let's save this as, wait, what is all of this? Fiber and thatching supply? Wait, I can just load them. Oh, that makes, there's presets already. Okay. In that case, let's do Weaver supplies for all of these. Absolutely. That's exactly what we're going to do. So weaving supplies for all of these bins means that we should end up with a bit of a better setup. Can I do the same thing here? This has its own little things, a basic crafting, Weaver storage. This one, I have nothing really to set it up for, but I can just set it to none and then Weaver only. Oh, that's good. That's good. I need to do that for all of these. What have we got? What have we got in here? This is my herbalist, right? Let's very quickly get this set up for everybody. And there we go. I've done the same thing for the pottery building over here. Eventually, we'll do the same thing for the warehouse when it gets built. And I've gone through and sorted out all of the storage in all of these spaces as well. It might take a little bit for the Hearthlings to move things around, but for the most part, everybody has storage that is befitting their job, their chosen, I say chosen career, their assigned career. And that leaves two things that I want to talk about just before we sort of get into the weeds of the episode. This sort of is becoming the episode. It's sort of a dealing with your feedback kind of thing, which I'm liking, kind of enjoying this, but I want to play the game as well and see where we go today. So the first thing is I've seen a bunch of comments talking about building walls and essentially structures to, what are we being attacked by? I have no idea what we're being attacked by. Oh, it's a little goblin coming in here. Oh, our food situation's getting really bad. Regardless, I've seen comments talking about walls and defensive structures to deal with the fact that we do, on occasion, get attacked by things. I absolutely intend on doing that at some point. I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but I absolutely intend on doing that. It's just not something I'm going to do around this area because, again, I'm going to build like a whole town over here, put some walls around it. We'll probably use the water as sort of a moat a little bit. And then we'll have, the mountains and stuff like that to help us defend ourselves. That's 100% the plan. That's 100% something I want to do. I just figure it's probably a lot of work to build temporary walls around this initial setup. And I'm kind of enjoying the challenge. So it's 100% something we're going to do. Same with the roads and all that stuff. We're going to get some permanent structures in here, just not right now. And the final thing I'd like to do before we dive into the rest of the episode is go through and rename some Hearthlings after some YouTube channel members. We've got a bunch of new members since the series started. Thank you very much for that. And so I wanted to give it some time for those members to show up in my list of members so that we can get some of those people into the game. So very quickly, Vadir is now going to be Caleb F. And just so we're clear, there are some people who use their first and last name as their YouTube username thing. I don't feel comfortable putting people's first and last name in here, so I'll do first name and initial, just because I just feel it feels weird. I don't like that. I have no problem with that being someone's username. I just don't want to put your full name in my video. That doesn't feel like the right thing to do. So Caleb F, we've got you in here. Toralf Bodverson is going to be Gerard Mack. Again, we're abbreviating the surnames here. Loville is going to become Sen Mayoto. Sen, I think, has been a long-term subscriber of this channel, if I recognize that username right. I think going back a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll get Sen in here. Mega Bodverson is going to become Emer W. Emer, an Irish name, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of people I grew up with in school were called Emer. Bjorn Starvalmer is going to become Dan G. Scarf Finn is going to become Mr. Jeffries. Kezra is now Simone B. Gira Haft is going to become Jan H. Which then leaves us with Austin L., the Master Cleric Tree Climber. Wolf is going to become Peter B. And I think this one's kind of fitting. Alexandra Latson is going to become Awesome Alex with 3 X's. So we kind of keep the name there a little bit. And what good timing. The Cloaked Orc Scout appears. Well done, Little Town. You survive another night. I don't remember any of their voices, by the way. You survive another night. Ogo, his mountain, and his soothsayer are disappeared from the earth, but you remain. Do you celebrate? Yeah, it was pretty cool. To the great come the challenges of the great. Power seeks power. To defeat power is to invite the attention of more. Yeah, well, we can take them. My Khan so many years, but illness cares not for honor or wisdom. The Khan's star has fallen, and his men look to the wilds to grow their honor. Ogo's onus will pass to you, and they will come. Sorry, Ogo's what? Cast the bones. Ogo's soothsayer did. Over the cradle of this land. Would you hear his words? Sure. Oh, heroes come and heroes go, but forever's found in the campfire's glow. Okay. Of lumber born and South Star driven, grew nest of hope in mountains riven. The wink of the gem in the monkey's paw, the rebirth of the star the gods foresaw. Who can say? My people believe, well, it doesn't matter now. The cycles of the gods are not for the everyday considerations of men, lizardkin, monkeys folk, or otherwise. Look to your tomorrow, little town, and prosper. Yeah, that's not very helpful. The wishes of my Khan call me home. Farewell, little town. To every equal, another day dawns. Yeah, thanks, I guess? Cool. So daily update, food situation's getting worse. I think we need to get ourselves another farmer. I think we've kind of gotten to the point where we absolutely do need another farmer. So let's go in here. Let's look at some farms. We'll just lay something out here. Again, I know it's not crazy super effective, but we're going to do it anyway. We can also do silkweed now, which is very exciting. We'll do cabbage though, just because we can. And I'm tempted to say that we'll do more cabbage down here. I'm probably going to set up some silkweed too, although sweet potatoes might be a good idea given that it is winter right now. We'll do some silkweed here just because it's a nice regular supply of fiber. And then I guess we need to figure out if we even have the capacity to get ourselves another farmer. So as it stands, we have 3 workers, and I guess Caleb is probably going to be our best bet. I mean, farming is, that's nothing to do with any of these stats, right? I'm pretty sure Caleb is a good shout for a farmer. So Caleb, congratulations. You are going to be a farmer. And hopefully that's going to make my life a little bit easier. And hopefully the food situation gets resolved that little bit quicker, because those numbers are dropping and I don't like how quickly they're dropping. So yeah, here's hoping that everything works out. The warehouse, on the other hand, is starting to come together nicely. I'm hoping this thing can get built today so that we can start moving our storage in here. And then we'll start working on, I probably shouldn't have started building these sort of central things here. They're completely unnecessary, and I think having my storage so far away from where my workers are going to be for the time being is a bad idea. That's something else I've seen in the comments here and there, is that everything's a little bit spread out right now with the tunnel and the building and just everything we're doing. But I'm sort of hopeful that now that we've kind of got through the first Great Goblin War, we can maybe start making some good progress. Oh, and there's further evidence that the food situation's really not good right now. Down to 480. That was well over 1,000 at one point, which, yeah, I don't love that. I do not love that. But we do have the 2 farmers now, so that should make things twice as fast, right? That's the theory anyway. We do seem to be very good at getting these bales of dry grass, which, those can be used by the weaver for something or other. And I'm kind of thinking, actually, it might not be a bad idea to just queue up a whole bunch of these straw twine bundles. We have 521 bales of dry grass. And the weaver could do with leveling up a fair bit. So I'm going to say queue up, 100 of these. That's probably too much, but I'm going to queue it up anyway. Let's do 99 of them, and we'll just see if the weaver can get through that. Again, storage is kind of everywhere. This really might not be a great idea, but I'm willing to give it a shot. If we can get a bunch of those, it's going to mean that when it comes down to making different armors and clothes and things like that, it should be so much easier. And especially with all the construction we're going to be doing over here, sooner or later, we're going to need some furniture and decorations for all of this. So this seems like, what do you mean town items full? Didn't I turn that off? Isn't that a thing? Hold on. So disable inventory. This will remove the limit on the maximum number of items you can have in your town. You must restart. Oh. Okay, well, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. That's fine. So something I've been thinking about is how best to upgrade everybody, because as it stands, we have Gray, the Ravager, level 3 knight, and Gray's gear is okay. It could definitely be better. We can also have you prefer pole arms. Interesting. Okay, we'll do weapon and shield for now, but if we look at your gear and we have a look at your equipment specifically, it's an iron mace and a knight's shield. What I'm wondering is what I can get you that's better. So the iron warhammer is interesting, to say the least. We've got the battle axe, which is more of a footman thing. We get the broadsword, which is a footman thing. We have the northern spear, which actually looks like it does more damage, but it is going to be a two-handed thing. We can look at getting into steel as well, which, I mean, we're not too far off of being able to make in terms of materials, but the blacksmith just needs to be better. I think what I might do then is pivot towards the weaver, who is slowly getting through that order that I've put in there. Because I think getting some spiky quivers, or at least a spiky quiver, would be a great idea. Because a spiky quiver, it stores crippling arrows that will slow enemies. That's huge. That's going to be really good. So I'm going to queue this up. We don't have all the materials for it, but I think that should mean that it's queued up. Yeah. Some soft metal bits for the blacksmith, which is what I wanted. I would also like to get a fire quiver. Now, I don't know how, I'm assuming lumps of coal we get from mining, I would imagine. I don't imagine the lumps of coal are going to be coming in from anywhere else at the moment, and that's completely fine. I think those will be a really great combination, because basically we slow them down, we set them on fire. That's my thinking there. That's what I'm thinking we're going to do. So definitely excited to do that. Definitely thinking that's probably a pretty great idea. Also thinking it would be nice to get some more worker clothes. Upgraded workers outfits. Increases their speed as well. Ooh. I like the sound of that. I really do. What does this do? This is increased speed and very bundled. This looks great. I actually really like these. What is this? The crafter's tool belt. Create a handy accessory that will allow any crafter to be a bit more efficient by hauling or at hauling. Okay. Wasn't really aware that these were all things. This is any crafter. It's a cover. It's going to keep them warm. We probably should look into a lot of this stuff. Same with the farmer's back basket. I don't know how many of these we necessarily have. Same with the cloth worker's backpacks. I feel like we should just queue up a few things in here, but I might want to wait for these orders to be done. Because my thinking with the twine bundle order was that we'd probably turn that into a lot of thread as well. So it might not be the worst idea to just, you know, be patient is my thinking. Although I do really love some of these outfits. Like, this is cool looking. This is really cool looking. These backpacks would be great as well. Much more efficient at hauling. Yeah, we probably should start looking at more upgrades for everybody. But again, we're gonna have to wait for the weaver to be a little bit better, and we'll wait for all this stuff to get made as soon as it's possible to do so. And I guess we just need coal, right? We're gonna need coal for the fire stuff, which, I mean, I'm kind of surprised we didn't run into any coal in here. Although I'm wondering, I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be like a Minecraft situation where it's like, hey, you have to go down for coal. You can't be going up into the mountains. I don't know. I've never really looked it up, so I could be digging in exactly the wrong place for some coal, but I mean, it's not essential right now. We're doing okay. I think we have enough fighters to get by, so I'm not going to stress it too much. Oh, I don't like seeing this. That food situation is getting even worse. That's hopefully going to be improving shortly, because we do have stuff starting to grow over here. So I'm really hoping these two farmers are going to be able to do something for us. Really, really hoping we can do something here. Do we have anything? Ooh, there's a bunch of stuff we can grow in this little thing. Ooh, look at you. Okay, so we need to build more herbalist planters, is what this is telling me. So, Bright Bell, a homely common flower from the woodlands, needs a couple of days to be fully grown, will provide healing herbs. This will provide mild herbs, healing herbs, mild or zesty, soothing, robust and pungent, and noxious. So basically, I need a bunch of herbalist planters. I need to build another one of those warehouses, but for a herbalist. I'm actually I'm like really okay with that. That sounds like a really cool idea. So what is this? A herbalist water planter. Interesting. How do I make these? So I need dirt. And how do I make, you know what? We're not going to worry too much about it. Let me cube this up. Give me like 10 of these. We have so much wood right now. It's ridiculous. How do we make those little dirt blocks? So what do we need for this? I need mounds of clay. So I need to go and just dig stuff out basically to get mounds of clay. We can do that. I was going to say we can do that in a little bit, but honestly, we could just do that now. Like if I was to go and say, hey, let's dig out, I don't know, some of the chunks of this mountain that I don't want. So custom blocks, what is it? Hold Alt and mouse wheel to dig out like this. I don't know if I want, I don't know how far down that's going. That's my worry. So this, dig that out and see what we get. I don't know if that's actually going to be any clay. I don't even know if the Hearthlings can reach that, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see if they actually go and do it. And if that actually does get us any clay. If it doesn't, then, you know, no harm done. My priority really is on the construction over here anyway, which seems to have kind of slowed down a little bit. What is going on with you? So we don't have the window frames currently, but we'll get those soon enough, I'm sure. It seems like this little corner is giving us some trouble. And I'm wondering if that little corner is giving us some trouble because there's no ladder that's been built to access that space. It kind of looks like it. What if I was to put down a little ladder, say right there? I don't know if that'll do it, but I guess we'll find out. You're on your way to do something. What are you up to? You're going, oh, okay. So you did get up there. So you know what? We'll forget my ladder. They don't need it. The Hearthlings are a lot smarter than I am. We'll just let them do their oh yeah, they got a ladder at the back. Okay, well, yeah, I probably should have checked for that. Oh, this looks like trouble. This is definitely trouble. We need to get out ahead of this. Give me my fighting party. Let's go deal with you. I think you've got the most hit points out of all of these guys. So if we can get to them quickly, we're probably not going to need to worry too much about town alert mode. But I don't like that my fighters have shown up with most of them still being back here. In fact, I don't even know where all of my archers are. Can I get the fighting party to just move over here for now? And then we'll just sort of have them group up that way. Because they're definitely, yeah, they're all sorts of spread out right now. So let's have them just sort of group up like this. I think we might still, are we still missing one? Yes, we are. Okay, well, I don't like that. Let's try and just lead the enemies this way. And then I want to focus on the red one. And we should be able to take it out. We have the cleric sort of doing their thing, so we're not taking too much damage. Gray, the knight, is doing fantastic work in there. I don't know how badly Gray is getting injured, but we seem like we're doing all right. We'll take out the little one now, since we can do that nice and quickly. It's now sorted. This one has, good Lord. This one's going to be next. It decided to jump a little bit. It's got my attention. It clearly wanted it. And then you. And then we'll take out the last little one and we should be fine. This is a lot of loot for these things. And also the fact that I think the cleric just did the best work we've ever seen the cleric do. That's kind of wild. Is what that is. That was actually a really good fight that we just did there. I'm really, really pleased with that. Now, hopefully we can turn all this, you know, positivity into a positive amount of food. We do have some harvesting going on, which is great. So if we can keep that up, I'd be very, very happy. What is going on here? That wolf just stole something and ran off. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. We have got a lot of bones sitting around. We've got a bunch of jerky sitting around over here as well. So I almost wonder if it's a holing issue. In fact, I wonder if the food situation is mostly a storage issue. I've got no idea. I did get rid of the little farm here that was giving us all of the dry grass though, because I don't think we need it. We have so much of it in storage that we might as well just not farm it for a while. So I'll have my farmers focus on, well, food and then also the, what do you call it? Is this the silkweed down here? They'll focus on all of that. Hopefully it's going to work out. We might want to look at just getting another farm because they seem to be able to sort of handle what I'm throwing at them here. So I'm not against the idea of just saying, hey, here's another one. And I know it's not the most efficient way of setting things up, but it's just the way I'm doing it for now is these big 11 by 11 farms. If anything, I should probably make them 5 by 5 like I talked about, but we'll just do this for now to try and help us out of this rut that we seem to find ourselves in. And hopefully it works. Hopefully, I mean, we should have a daily update any second now, and things are worse. So, you know, that's great. You know, now that I think about it, it's probably not a terrible idea to increase some of the maintain orders that we have the cook doing. So we can take the maintain order for broth up to, I guess, well, 15, right? So that seems like it makes sense. We could, I don't know where some of these have come from, but I'm kind of willing to just allow it to be a thing because we have got enough stuff to do it. We could do the same with the roast fish. We could take that maintain order up to about 20, I suppose, and then take out the ones that we're not necessarily going to be using. So take out the one for 10. The broth, we'll take out the ones for 5 as well, since we have the 15 right here. And we'll move these to be slightly higher priority. I've got no idea what's going on here. You know what? I'm not too worried about it, so long as the cook is actually making stuff. The roasted sweet potatoes would be good. The peculiar fish stew, let's maintain like 5 of those, just because we can. We have bone marrow as something as well. Let's maintain, I'm going to say 10 of those. Let me pause because we're dealing with these goblin raiders while I'm trying to get food going here. What else have we got? Roast duck. We got venison. We've got this, which honestly, I'll maintain like 2 of them where possible. In fact, you know what? Yeah, we'll just do 2 of them and that'll get made sort of time and time again. I think that's okay. And let's see, ready to be used in cooking. No, I think we're good. I think that'll be fine. We can grind grain into flour. Roast things. Cauldron can be used by anyone, not just the cook. Ooh. Okay, and then a brick oven replaces the stone oven and is needed for advanced roasts and desserts. Okay. So we probably want like the grinder and stuff now, right? So let's craft up this. Let's craft up you and craft up you, because that sounds really interesting. Having people be able to do stuff. And I would imagine the grinder is going to be good for eventually making flour, right? Or, well, bread, I would assume, somewhere down the line. If we go in here, we got rye flour, we've got wheat flour. Okay. And then have we got like a breads category? If I just search for like bread, we've got cornbread, nut bread, peasant bread, and sourdough. Okay. So wait, we need to make the dough? That's wild. That is wild. Okay. So how do I make the dough? How does that work? So the dough is going to be made from barley flour and then barley. The flat dough is any soft flour. A portion of dough is any hard flour and water. Fluffy dough is rye flour and water. Sourdough is barley and water. And then sweet dough is also going to need sugar. How do we get, I'm guessing sugar is going to be made from, I didn't realize this was so in depth. Sugar bells. I love this. I actually kind of love, oh my God, the game's not happy with me right now. I kind of love that though. Oh, the food's gone up a little bit. That's great. That's what we're looking for. All right. I also accidentally got rid of one of my market stalls when I was trying to delete all the stuff that I didn't want here, but that's all right. I think we're probably good. I don't know if there's anything these guys are going to want me to, well, they do want bones and I have 103 of them. So I'll sell 10 of those. I'll sell another 8 of them. I kind of need some money. They want some cloth. They want some backpacks. They want antlers. I'll sell them my antlers as well. Is there anything I can afford in here? Small giant bone. Oh, giant bone as in the bone of a giant. I get it. That makes sense. Footman level 3. Interesting. Giant bone axe. Footman level 4, 2-handed. Giant bone mace. Footman level 4, 2-handed. These might be a bit expensive. That shield looks kind of cool though. Yeah, you know what? Give me the shield. I don't know if we're even going to use it, but we'll find out. Oh, we're being straight up invaded by a group of goblins. I thought we just had like the regular thing going on here. Have we got someone that's been injured? We do. So you need rescued is what you're going to need. Where are these goblins attacking from is the question. I suppose it could kind of be anywhere. Yeah, we're going to need to get over there. I didn't realize we were just straight. I don't know why I'm turning on alert mode. That's a terrible idea. Let's just head over there. I don't know who is who. I don't know who's down and who isn't right now. Can I? Okay, so you're incapacitated. You're cowering. That's fine. We're going to deal with this. You're also incapacitated now. So let's make sure you're being rescued as soon as possible. You're probably also going to get incapacitated. Where's my fighters? There's Gray. So let's get group 1 and let's focus on this one goblin for now. And hopefully the cleric can get over here and help us out nice and quickly. They're really taking their time with this one. But there we go. So that's one goblin down. I kind of want to deal with the archers. The archers are going to be a real pain if we don't get rid of them quickly. So we'll clear them out. We'll clear you out as well. And then we'll get their leader, which it looks like we're doing quite nicely. We'll get this little guy. Actually, wait, are they? No, that's one of mine. Never mind. I thought we were. Okay, let's not do that. Let's get you, so we're not having to worry about you. And then I think we can sort of free for all the rest of this, which it looks like we absolutely can. Okay, so now we're good. We'll turn off alert mode. We really need to start rescuing people. We got you. We really need to come up here and get Gerard. There we go. Now, is everybody else okay? So you're requiring medical attention. You, Lucy, you are on your way as well. Let me just double check. So you're incapacitated. You're incapacitated. You need medical attention. I think we only have 2 of them incapacitated and they're both being rescued right now. So we should be all right and they should be okay. I didn't realize we were actually being invaded there. That was a little bit of an oversight on my part. I had no idea where they came from either. Wait, what is that? What is, oh, what in the Cthulhu is this? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I know this game has like a boss. We beat the boss in this game years ago. I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember what it looked like. I do feel like there were some Cthulhu looking parts of that whole thing though. So we'll chill for now. Oh, and as if things weren't bad enough, an orcish war chief approaches your town. You there. Adine told me of you. She said you defeated Ogo's Skullbonker. Yes, that's me. The Red Kiln believes that advancement can only come from conflict between equals. The Khan is no longer. And where one falls, those stronger and more cunning will rise. Now that I am here, I see you are not yet worthy to face even the least of my camp chiefs. In your eyes flame not the lust for mastery. How rude! The age of one Khan is over, but new light seeps from the horizon. We do as Sid bade and respect the mark of the 4 colors. Place a scout gong, smelted by your metal worker, in your territory to mark your readiness for battle. Okay. So basically, what that means is my blacksmith can make something called a scout gong. What that will do when I place it down is essentially tell the orcs that I'm ready to have a bit of a scrap. Essentially, that's really what it is. Ready to tussle a little bit. So I don't know that I'm there yet. I don't know that I'm necessarily keen to do that, but sooner or later, we are probably going to want to do that. I'm also kind of thinking we need a blacksmith's anvil because apparently we haven't placed one yet. I don't know if I've even made one yet. Let's have a look at furniture real quick and see how we're doing. We have got a lot of stuff, which is nice. So is this the cook? No, that's the cook. Okay. So do we have room for a stone oven in there? Is that not a stone oven? What is that? What is it? Why did I make another one? Okay. Great. Stone mill grinder is I think what I was looking for. This can live, I'm gonna say here wait, we have one already. Oh my God. Okay. You know what? The only thing we needed was the campfire. That was it. That's about the only thing we needed that we didn't already have. So campfire can live there. That's fine. That'll be great. We also have a bunch of these herbalist planters that I actually do want to play with. So let me put another one over here so that the herbalist has a little bit of room there. And we'll do one here. And we'll do one here. And that should be fine. That'll be enough for now. Now, what else was I looking at here? We needed this anvil. So we'll craft that up as quickly as we can. Because what I'd like to do, I think realistically, especially if we're going into more combat, is I want to start getting better helmets for my footmen. And I want to start looking at some actual armor for my knights. It'd be nice to get towards silver at some point, but I think that's going to take a little while. So for now, oh, that looks really cool. That looks really cool, actually. I like that a lot. But for now, I think what we'll do is we'll craft up this helmet. We can craft up, I suppose. Wait, there's Iron Watchman armor from, oh. There's armor for my archers. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know how many archers I have right now, though. Let me have a very quick look. So we have 3. I need 3 sets of armor for them. They don't need it, but you know, we'll get it anyway. How many footmen do I have? Is it just the one? Yeah, 1 footman, 1 knight. Okay, well that's all right. So we'll get the bronze thing going there. We'll get the bronze thing going there. And that'll be all right. So we'll get the helmet, we'll get the armor, and then we'll get the armor for the archers. We could do the light bronze shield, but I'm not really super worried about that. We could do this for the cleric, which would be a choice. I'll be honest, I really want the gear for the knight. So, I mean, if we wanted steel, we'd need a better blacksmith. So I think for now we will just queue up all of the knight's gear. We'll get the better shield, we'll get the better helmet. No idea if we're going to be able to make this anytime soon, because we do need to get a mine, and that is something I've seen a couple of people talking about, is the idea that we probably do want to get our hands on some kind of mine setup, rather than having it in a cave really far away, but it'll be fun. We'll get a permanent thing eventually. Like I've said, you know, we're building out all of this and it's going to take time, but we'll definitely get there. It might just not be as quickly as I hoped it would. This construction really is taking forever. That's something it's bothering me more than it maybe should, but it's taking absolutely forever. And now, considerably later, we are 1 item away from this thing being finished. That 1 item is on its way right here. It's this little lantern. And once it's in place, we should see all of the scaffolding go away, because I think, yes, that means the building is done. We have some stuff stuck on the roof. I don't love that, but I'm really not that concerned about it. What I'd like to do is go into craft and place. In fact, do we have any storage? We actually do have some stone coffers just sitting around. So I think placing just a few of these up here might be a really great idea. So we're just going to place as many of them up here as I can get away with, which it looks like it's going to be a pretty good number of them actually. So that's 10. We could probably do 11 per side, but we'll do those 10 to start with. Obviously we have down here as well to play with. But I think that's a pretty decent little start for it. We also have these wall lanterns, which I don't know if I don't think there are any like wall lanterns in there. So it might not be a bad idea to do a little bit of lighting on some of these pillars just to try and brighten the place up a little bit. So just something kind of like that, I think would look pretty good, just to get something in there. Just a little something I think would look pretty solid. I'm also kind of wanting to get this training equipment out here because I totally forgot about the fact that we found / made this. I've really got no idea where it came from, but I'll put it just there for now. Should be totally fine. And also, interestingly, if I can find them, we should see somewhere. There's probably a much easier way to do this. Stray Goblin Wolf is here. Let me, well, we'll wait for my people. There we go. One of my archers, Peter B, the local hero. We're going to lock that. That's a great title. Peter, by the looks of it, if we look at equipment, yes, we've now got the Iron Watchman armor, which is fantastic. So we are getting some stuff done here. That means my blacksmith is doing amazing work, although they're going to be a little bit slow in the rest of it because we don't have the ingredients for just about anything, which is why we do need to get a more permanent mining solution there. Still waiting on the spiky quivers, which I'm completely fine with, but that's some pretty solid progress. I'm really, really happy with that. I'm glad we got the warehouse going. I'm glad we got the started getting better armor for everybody. That makes me really happy. I am noticing that my game is really starting to slow down though, which makes me really nervous because I'm really enjoying this and I don't want it to fall apart. There's been a couple of times I've tried to boot the game and it just crashes immediately, which, man, let me tell you, the level of anxiety, the level of anxiety that gives me every single time is completely off the scale. The last time I dealt with something like that was the After Dark City Skylines series, which admittedly led to the tiered city video that sort of caused the channel to blow up, but I don't think I'm going to be doing a let's build a tiered city in Stonehearth video anytime soon. You could totally do it. You could do it. And that's kind of what we're doing if we build, you know what, let's not go there. let's not go there. You know, I'm also sort of thinking it might not be a bad idea to get rid of this orchard back here because we really don't need dedicated tree growing right now. We have so much wood to get through. I'm going to keep these ones because this gives us pears and this one gives us walnuts, but this one can go away. Much in the same way I got rid of some of the trees that we had down here that we just planted for the sake of it. I'm trying to just tidy up the space a little bit and also deal with the fact that we do keep having the town inventory full. I know that when I restart the game, that won't be the case, but I just figure we might as well try and be at least a little bit sensible. We really don't need the ridiculous amount of stuff that I have right now. So, you know, it's probably not a terrible idea to clear things out a little bit. It's nice that we have some healing tonics though. That's really good. But the 510 juniper logs, the 560 oak logs, maybe a bit excessive, just a little bit. We do have some lumps of coal, which is interesting. We needed those for the fire quivers, I think. And it is mostly just the wood that's filling up the inventory. I kind of wonder, can I like click? I can just click around and find all of it. That's wild. I was kind of hoping I could like right click on it and just delete the stack to clear out my inventory, but I guess not, which is fine. Like I said, once I restart the game, the limit goes away and I do fully intend on building more stuff so that we don't have to worry too much about the limits and whatnot. In fact, what is this made of? Primarily, this is a lot of, it's not that, we have over 1,000 wood. Okay, you know what, resume building that and what the hell, resume building that as well. We'll build both of these. We might as well just let them sort of be passive projects as time goes on. We are going to need more stone, which means we are going to need that more permanent solution for stone gathering, which is kind of making me think that I am going to go in here and I'm going to start to just sort of mine out different spaces. I think this would be a good idea. So I'm going to mark this space. We'll do, I don't want to go too crazy with it. I think we'll do like, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be. Eventually I'd like to build some stuff in this, like these areas that I'm mining out. So I guess we'll do this to start with to mine out sort of that space. And on the other side, we'll go a little bit further up and we'll kind of mine out something like this. This could just be like storage or something. It really doesn't matter. We'll do, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be. I'm really not planning on using this like vault that I'm building. I really have no intentions on turning it into like an underground colony that we have here. I just sort of like the idea that we would have some options, you know, if I ever decide somewhere down the line, we for some reason have to abandon what we've built out here, we can retreat into the vault. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen, but it'd be cool if it did. I'm also sort of thinking we could build over here and potentially have like a little side entrance to this whole thing. Be coming down kind of this way, so clear this all out, and that's another way to get in there. We could do another room thing here, I suppose. It's not the weirdest thing we could do. We'll just do like this, and we'll do another one in here. Absolutely no idea what they would be, but we can clear it out. Gives us an interesting little space to work through. Should be a whole bunch of resources, which is what we're kind of looking for, and yeah, I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of here for it. I think this will be good. I don't think anyone's set to do any mining right now because these guys were just set to build exclusively. So I'm just going to put my workers back to work on everything because I'm really not in any rush to build these things. I am kind of needing them to mine. So maybe we actually go in and say, maybe they don't do building for a while. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just let them do their thing. And I'm also kind of thinking that the episode's going on a little bit. I should probably do my thing and leave it there for today. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.